Welcome back. Here with Newsday. Authorities are still investigating the cause of an explosion at the border between the US and Canada. A car exploded after it collided with barriers at the border crossing in Niagara Falls, immediately killing the two people inside the vehicle.
A vehicle explosion on the U.S. side of Niagara Falls has reportedly left two people in the car dead and at least one Border Patrol official injured. The blast leaving behind plumes of smoke and a charred car at Rainbow Bridge Crossing.
I closed the door to my car, and about 30 feet from me, I seen something airborne. I first thought it was an airplane. It looked like slow motion. And I said, my God, it's a car. And it's a vehicle, and it's flying through the air. He hit the concrete barrier.
There's no evidence at this time that this was a terrorist activity. And that's what I want to make very clear to the public.
The FBI is spearheading an investigation into the incident, and New York State and local authorities are descending on the scene. The NYPD has sent officers upstate to assist on the ground and will be beefing up security in New York City ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. The Transportation Security Administration says it is also operating at a heightened level of security. The White House says President Biden has been briefed on the situation.
And joining us live now is Rick Pfeiffer from the Niagara Gazette. Rick, really appreciate you making the time for us. Thanks so much. I understand you've been out at the site of the car explosion today. It must look like absolute carnage.
It was a mess. There was debris. It was an extraordinarily large debris field, as you might expect from a car going airborne and then slamming into the pavement and exploding. As of this moment right now, the federal authorities are preparing to relinquish control of the area around the bridge back to the local law enforcement agencies, and their investigation will continue. We understand that agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms are continuing to analyze debris picked up off the bridge. And we understand that they've made a tentative identification of the driver of the vehicle and are reaching out to notify next of kin and then continue the investigation from there.
Yeah, and Rick, as you point out, there's a long way to go in terms of the investigation. We spoke with the Niagara Falls mayor a bit earlier in the program. He was clearly very relieved that terrorism doesn't seem to be the reason behind this. He suggested that one of the working theories is perhaps a health incident could be behind the driver's behaviour. When you look at the vision of that crash, it just seems unfathomable that someone would charge at the speed they were going towards that crossing. It was never going to end well.
There are some witness reports that indicate that the driver was male and the passenger was female, and they may have been arguing as they were driving down the road leading up to the bridge. I know that the federal authorities have combed the area along that roadway for any security camera video from stores and businesses, as well as a review of a surveillance video that's maintained by the Niagara Falls Police Department. So, what the federal authorities told us tonight is that, notwithstanding the governor's expression that to the best of their knowledge at this time, based on the evidence, there is no connection to terrorism. They are still in the midst of an ongoing investigation, and we'll know more over the next several days.
And Rick, just for our Australian viewers who might not be familiar with that part of the world, just how tight is security at the border? Has this uncovered any failings on the security front, or do you expect it will be put down as a freak isolated incident?
The security on the northern border crossings is very high, and particularly at this point in time when they're on a heightened state of alert, you really can't approach the border crossing unless it appears clear, that you're looking to make a legitimate and legal crossing of the border. There are particularly, as you booths. There are bomb tracking technology. There are frequently Customs and Border Protection agents on the bridge with bombs. It is hard, I think, to get close to the bridge unless you're there for legitimate purposes. But you had a car traveling at what's estimated to be 100 miles an hour that just plowed out of the bridge, hit a barrier, and then went airborne, and on impact exploded.
Rick Pfeiffer, really good to hear you explain for us what you've seen with your own eyes there today. Quite remarkable pictures coming out after that incident a bit earlier. Really appreciate you making the time. Thank you.